Hello, I'm Mrs. Ridgway, and I will be working through the Managing Files assignment. Well, I'm assuming that you have gone to Blackboard and you clicked on week 3, and at the very top is the SWAY presentation. It's kind of like a PowerPoint presentation, but it's called SWAY. Within SWAY, you will locate a link to download the textbook assignment. And then further down in Blackboard, you were to download my week 3 instructions. And then further down, you would find the student data files that you were to download and extract to a particular drive. Now, once you have done that, you should now have my instructions, which is a Word document, and you should have the textbook assignment, which is a Word document, and then you have downloaded the student files, which is in a folder. So let's go find those. Let's go find the folder. So first thing we do is we click on File Explorer, and I saved mine in the H drive. So yours might be in Z or C or flash drive or documents, so you might look. All right, the folder that you are looking for with our data files is called Managing Files, Student Data. So we're going to double click to open up this folder, and then double click again, and you'll see FM, which represents file management. Double click, and if you look up at the address bar, you'll see each time that you double clicked, and now we're looking inside the FM file folder, and within the file folder you'll find case 1, case 2, module, review folders. We're going to be working with the review assignment, so let's double click review, and if you look back up on the address bar, you'll see that we are now looking inside the review folder. Inside the review folder, you have a listing of files, and it's preference on how you view your files. If you want to view them in a different way, you may go up to the top, click View, the View tab, and right now these are details. You could choose medium icons or content, list, large icons, tiles, small icons, or extra large. For this exercise, I'm just going to choose large icons. Now, I'm going to go over and pull up the Word document with the assignment. Looks like your textbook. And this is from a past textbook, okay, that I printed, and I put in a Word document for you. Okay, number 1 tells us to bring up the review folder, which we have. Number 2, open the visit text file in WordPad. Okay, WordPad is a word processing software just like Word, but it's less powerful. So what we're going to do is we're going to place our mouse on visit, and we're going to right click. We want to open with, and you might have WordPad right there for you, but I'm going to have to click on other options, or maybe this more apps, and locate WordPad. Okay, and so this is what WordPad looks like. Notice the difference. If you've worked with Word before, you'll see that this one's not as, WordPad is not as sophisticated as Word. All right, now, a quick way to get to the end of your text in a document is to hold down the Control key and to tap the End key. Now, if you'll look at your keyboard and locate the Control key, and then look to the right of your typewriting keys, you will see one key that is entitled Home, and the other one has End right underneath it. If you hold down the Control key and you press End, it jumps to the very end of your text in a document. If you press the Control and the Home, it'll jump up to the very top of your document. Now, if you have 30 to 100 pages, that's a big deal. Now, we're going to click on Control, End, and then press Enter. And I usually just, some people can just read the entire sentence. I'm the type that I like to read a little at a time of the sentence and take care of each action as I go. So number 2 told us to open Visit and open it in WordPad, and then we are to add the following line to the end of the document. Oct space hyphen pleasant. Number 3, save the document as When to Visit and save it in the review folder. Well, we are, if you look at the address bar, we are looking in review. That's where we're at. So now we're going to go in WordPad and choose File, and then choose Save As. We're creating a new document, and make sure you're saving it where you want it to be saved. I'm saving mine in my H drive, and then click File Name text box, and we're naming the document When to Visit. When to Visit. Click Save, and then close out of WordPad. So you'll go up to the top right and click the X to close. Now we're back to our review files, and you'll see that we have the original visit that we brought up in WordPad, and then to the right, if you're looking at my screen, you'll see that we have our most recent created document called When to Visit. Now, going back to step 4, in the review folder, create 3 folders and name them Business, Newsletter, and Tours. Okay, so we're going to go up to the top, and we're going to click on the Home tab, choose New Folder in the New Group, or find, it'll either say Create a Folder or New Folder. Click on New Folder, type Business, choose New Folder, Newsletter, New Folder, Tours. Step 5, to organize the files into correct folders, move the background and calendar files from the review folder into the business folder. Okay, so we're going to move background into, we're going to drag and drop, that's easy, or you can cut and paste. And we're going to drag calendar and place into the business folder. Move events and When to Visit files to the newsletter folder. Okay, so events into newsletter. And then let's see, what was the other? Visit. Okay, When to Visit into newsletter. Move Skyline, Walking, and Welcome files to the Tours folder. All right, Walking and Welcome into the Tours folder. Step 6, rename the Walking file in the Tours folder as Walking Tours. All right, so let's go to the Tours folder. That's where it's at. And we are to rename Walking. So place your mouse on top of the file name Walking. Right-click to bring up a menu. Go down the menu list and left-click to choose Rename. We're naming this file Walking Tours. So I'm going to click at the end of Walking, space, and type in Tours. Press Enter. Okay, then step 6 continues and says, then copy the Walking Tours file to the newsletter folder. So when you're copying, we're making another a duplicate copy is what we're doing. So right click and choose to copy. And then we're going to go up to the address bar and click in, we're going to click review to look inside the review folder. And we're to put a copy of this in the newsletter. So right click on top of the newsletter folder and we're going to paste it in there. Now let's double check and make sure that we put it in there. Walking tours. Let's go back to review and let's look at business. Background calendar. Okay. And review and let's look at tours. Oh, there it is. There's the walking tours. So we have walking tours in the tours folder and in the newsletter folder. Let's go to the next step. Step 7, rename the calendar file in the business folder. Okay, so I'm going to go up to review and I'm going to double click on business. We're going to rename calendar 2017 calendar. Place your mouse on the file name, right click to bring up the menu, locate rename, left click to choose, and I'm just going to click in front of the C and type 2017 and press enter. Step 8, delete the visit file from the review folder. Well, I need to get out of the business folder. You'll see that I'm showing business. Click on review, and we are to click on visit and locate and press the delete key on your keyboard. Are you sure you want to permanently delete this file? Well, yes, the instructions told us to delete, so yes. Step 9, create a compressed zipped folder in the review folder named Miami that contains all the files and folders in the review folder. Well, that doesn't quite make sense, but this is what it really is trying to tell you. First, we're going to create a folder. We're in the review, looking in the review folder, and we're going to create a new folder, and we're going to name it Miami. And then we are to place the business folder inside Miami, newsletter folder inside Miami, tours folder inside Miami. Number 10. Oh, and then we are to compress it. I almost forgot to compress. So we're going to right click on the Miami folder and we're going to choose send to. And on the sub menu, choose compress or zip the folder. So choose compress. And now you can see that we have the Miami folder and we have the zipped Miami folder, which is the compressed folder. Now I'm going to, it says right here on step 10, extract the contents of the Miami compressed folder to a new folder named Miami Backups in the review folder, and they give you hints. So what we're going to do is we're going to double click on the zipped folder and we're going to extract all. And we want to extract these files into a Miami, so I'm just going to click at the end and type backup folder and then click extract. Now let's go back to where this is what we've created in the backup. Let's see what review shows. All right, so if you go back to review, you have your original Miami, the Miami backup. We just backed up and created a folder, and then we have the zipped Miami. Okay, now if you went to my instructions, I added another step. In my instructions, I ask you to create another folder. So we're going to go up here and create another folder and call it, we're going to name this folder review underscore and your last name. Press enter. And then I asked you to place the files inside this review folder, including the zipped folder. And now you should have one folder on your screen showing review with your last name. I also asked you to compress this folder. So let's right click and let's send to and choose compress. This assignment is now complete. In Blackboard, you will need to submit the zipped compressed folder. Blackboard will not accept a folder unless it is compressed.